Racism is a big problem in America. People argue about whether it's more about what you believe or how you treat people from different races. Prejudice is when you judge a whole group of people unfairly and firmly. This often leads to stereotypes, which are fixed ideas about groups of people. Racism goes even further by believing that one race is better than others. Sometimes we don't even realize we have biased thoughts called implicit biases, which affect how we interact with others. For example, in a study, people often made wrong assumptions about black men who weren't armed. Discrimination happens when people aren't treated fairly because of their race. It can be something one person does, or it can be built into larger systems like schools or banks. Institutional racism is when unfair treatment is part of how things work in society. It's harder to see, but it still makes life tough for some people. There are different ideas about where prejudice comes from. Some think it's because people need someone to blame when they're frustrated. Others think it's because some people like having strict rules. Some say prejudice comes from the culture around us, like biased history books. How open people are to interacting with other races also affects prejudice. And some people believe prejudice exists to keep certain groups in power, like how slavery was justified in the past. In society, there are different ways races interact. Pluralism means all races are treated equally. Assimilation is when minorities start to act like the majority group. Segregation is when races are kept apart, which still happens even though it's against the law. Racism has serious consequences like genocide, which is the mass killing of a particular group of people. This has happened in history, and still happens today, like in Rwanda and Darfur. Understanding these ideas helps us see how race works in society.